Handel, good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's regional news. This evening, we will start off in our neighboring Suriname. Suriname President Desi Bouterse said Monday he will seek re-election in the South American country despite being convicted of murder for the execution of political opponents. Bouterse, 74, returned on Sunday from a state visit to China and will appeal Friday's judgment, according to his lawyer, Irvin Kanai. A three-judge court convicted Bouterse over the executions of 15 regime opponents in December 1982 when he was the country's military ruler. A two-time COPE leader, two-term president, and convicted drugs trafficker, Bouterse has dominated Suriname's politics since taking power in a 1980 military coup. This so-called December killings, in which the regime rounded up and executed 13 civilians and 2 military officers, have long clouded Bouterse's rule. The president said he would address a meeting of his National Democratic Party on Friday, where a team of legal experts will explain the verdict to lawmakers. He also snubbed calls from lawmakers for his resignation after being convicted Friday over the executions when he was the country's dictator in the 1980s. Bouterse's 5-year term ends August 12. There is no constitutional impediment to incumbent running for another term. At a press conference Sunday, the president dismissed the conviction as a flip-flop political game. He said, "It's a political process. They are trying to prove that I am guilty. When you have done it, I can imagine that it will affect you. I have other things on my mind." Vice President Ashwin Adin told a ruling party meeting on Friday that the president's murder conviction will never have legal force. Adin said, "We have enough resources to act within the rule of law and to challenge it." He did not rule out seeking a pardon for the president once all legal appeals have been exhausted. The president has always denied involvement, saying the victims had been held for plotting a counter-coup with the help of the CIA and had been shot while trying to escape. And now we turn our attention to Trinidad and Tobago. The Election and Boundaries Commission, EBC, says the voter turnout in Monday's local government elections was 34.49% of the voting population. This represents a minor increase over the turnout in 2016 local government elections, which was 34.34%. In a statement issued Tuesday night, the EBC said that of an electorate of 1,079,976 in the 139 electoral districts in Trinidad, total votes cast were 372,503. The United National Congress received the popular vote with 202,584 votes, or 54.38% of the total votes cast. And for our final story, coming out of Jamaica. After spending 3 years behind bars, Deshaun Dixon's first taste of freedom was short-lived, as he was shot dead on Slipe Road in Kingston 1 hour after his release. The 23-year-old, who had been in a lockup at the Horizon Adult Remand Center on a shooting charge, had just taken up his bail at the Supreme Court at 2:30 p.m. However, while on his way home with his mother and another individual, he was shot 4 times in the head. The shooting incident took place approximately 3:30 p.m. Dixon's mother, who was driving a motor vehicle in which he was traveling, said they had just left the Supreme Court on King Street in downtown Kingston when her youngest child was killed. The mother, who believes they were followed from the Supreme Court, said her son was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Admitting that Dixon had been shot 8 times 5 years prior and was also acquitted of murder, the mother said she had made preparations for him to leave Spanish Town, St. Catherine, where he had been living before incarceration. Well, that has brought us to the end of tonight's regional news. Thank you for watching. Back to you, Handel.